this. Can we play this cut already sometime this evening? Let's go ahead. This is the majority leader, Harry Reid, setting an example. Instead of doing, I don't know, finding a doctor for a veteran, maybe get a veteran out of a Mexican jail, maybe you can do something like that. Instead of getting deserters out of captivity and getting the Taliban out of prison, instead of doing that, you're farting around here with the Redskins so you can get votes. This is how pathetic these people are. They will stop at nothing. And why I don't look, if you have to go to that length to make a point, you don't have a point. There is no offense here. We don't need this. This is overkill. This is too much. And America needs to stop this crap. America needs to say, no, I'm not going to accept this. And people in Nevada, not for nothing here, but we're going to have to do a much better job than Harry Reid. You're going to have to stop voting for this guy, and rather quickly. You need somebody else. Find somebody. It doesn't matter who it is. Put him in there. Find somebody. Find somebody with a brain. Find somebody who cares. Find somebody who lives in Nevada, that's got a brain, that understands the United States Constitution and wants to follow it. That's, at this point, that's the only criteria that I'm looking for. Animate, inanimate. I don't give a damn. Put a box of cookies up there for all I give a damn. If it follows the Constitution, good, fine. I'll vote for him again. But this is the majority leader of our Senate. You're ready to lose your dinner.
It is untoward of Daniel Snyder to try and hide behind tradition. Tradition, that's what he says, in refusing to change the name of the team. Madam President, tradition of what tradition? A tradition of racism is all that man leaves in his wake.
That's
Mr.
all that
Snyder,
leaves in its wake?
But in sports, the only tradition that matters is winning. So I urge Daniel Snyder to do what's morally right and remove this degrading term from the league by changing his team's name. It's been done before, right here in Washington, D.C. 17 years ago, the Washington Bullets and the late Abe Pollin, a wonderful man, Madam President, saw all the gun violence and murders taking place in the D.C. area. And what did he do? He voluntarily decided that name, Washington Bullets, wasn't any good, and changed his name. He didn't want his team to be associated with bullets.
You're an idiot. You just shut up. All right. There were so many, and this cut actually goes on for a long time. And there's stuff before and there's stuff after. But there's only so much that you can take. That's enough for me. Just hearing the name Harry Reid is more than enough for me. I don't need any more. But they're just in that one cut there. And I know I was talking and yakking over it, so you probably didn't hear it. But he's over there saying that this is about tradition is what? What, tradition of racism? Really, Mr. Harry Reid, this is what you would say. The Redskins. Turning people who, use the word now, Redskins, and are fans of the Redskins, and by their gear, they're racists. Okay. Well, that's quite a big part of a country. But see, it's not about that. It's about attacking the right. Because he knows that, Republicans, most of them anyway, well, I wouldn't say most of them, a lot of them, a good portion of them, but I'd say most of them, are going to argue this. It's ridiculous. So they're taking an issue that isn't an issue and turning it into a political issue because they're losing on every other real issue out there, like finding a doctor for a vet. I can't leave that alone. Unless these veterans have a doctor, I'm not going to leave this alone. What's happening with that? Well, we got a committee, and they're coming up with things, trying to figure out what's going on. It's systemic. They know that. So they're trying to change the system. Well, here's how you change the system. You take a vet, and you take a doctor, and you put the two together. That's what you do. Pretty simple. You need to find a place? You can find a place. You'll find a place. Now, there's another little bug in here. But the veterans need a doctor. Now. No more of these excuses, no more speeches, no more tweets. No more none of this crap. And for him to say, the Congress has done this before. This is on the Senate floor. He's trying to get Congress to get involved to change the name of a football team. How about getting Congress involved to get a war hero out of a Mexican jail? Because our State Department won't do it. The Justice Department, they don't want to do it. The President, he doesn't want to do it. I mean, what's he supposed to do? I mean, he's got enough on his mind. Does he use the 5 or the 7 iron? He doesn't have time for all this. Plus, he's got to go eat. Every time you turn around, this guy's putting something in his face. Same with his wife. She's always shoving something down her fat gullet. Stop eating. But racism. And that's all that it leaves in its wake is racism. And now, again, if you need to go to that length to win your argument, you don't have an argument. There is no, first of all, saying the Redskins is not racist. It's not about racism. It's not about discriminatory. It is honor. And for him to say that the term racism, and that's all that it brings in its wake, I mean, you can't get any more dishonest, disingenuous, pathetic, disgusting, deceitful, hurtful, hateful, discriminatory, and racist. Yeah, that's right, racist. You're an idiot. And Congress has done this before? No. No. They changed the name. This is what I don't understand. I remember when they did that, the Bullets. That's going to change the atmosphere in Washington. He didn't want his team to be named the Bullets because there was a lot of murders in Washington, D.C. Yeah, they changed their name to the Wizards. Now, changing the name of your team from Bullets to Wizards, how has that worked out with the murders there in Washington? Huh? Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're up. Has nothing to do with the name of a stupid team. Congress doesn't need to get involved in any of this crap. And you, as a leader, the majority leader of the Senate, this is not something that Congress needs to get involved in. The name of a football team, the name of any team, the name of anything. You want to get involved in, name a post office out of a veteran? Okay, fine. Understandable. But this, no. You don't have the right just to win an argument against the right, just to turn the right into bigger villains, into racists. And that's all this is about. Just another nail in the coffin. That's all it is. That's all they're doing, just hammering in nails right here. Okay, we'll get them over here. Just chipping away. Boom, boom, boom. Nailing away. Bam, bam, bam. Once they finally run out of stuff, well, guess what? Where does that coffin go? Well, into the ground. And that's their goal. That's their plan. This has nothing to do with the name of the football team. This is simply to turn this into a political issue against the right. Anybody who's on the right. The Koch brothers, the Tea Party, Sarah Palin. Of course, Rush Limbaugh. You got to throw him in there. Yeah. Anybody on the right. If you're on the right, well, you're a hater now. You're a racist. If you're an R-word fan, I guess that's the R-word now. I guess that's what we got to say. R-word. You can't say Redskins. What happens now? Well, now you got to get fined and lose your job. You're a racist. Could go to jail. Of the Harry Reid, you've got no business wasting Congress's time, the American taxpayers' money, by getting involved in the name of a football team. And there are a lot of high schools all over the country. And a lot of them, well, I wouldn't say a lot of them, but there are a number of them that are all 100% Indian. And guess what their mascot's name is? That's right, Redskins. Redskins, they're the ones who actually came up with the name. Redskins, Indians came up with that name. They didn't name the football team that, but they came up with that. And the football team used to be the Boston Braves. There was a baseball team, the Boston Braves. If you're a Babe Ruth fan, you know that's the team that he retired. Was it 1935, 36? Well, and this was in what? 30, I got it down here somewhere. 33. They moved from Braves Field into Fenway Park, and they changed the name to the Redskins to honor their coach, Lone Star Dietz, who was a Sioux, S-I-O-U-X, an American Indian, a Native American, an Indian, a Redskin. The term itself, Redskin, was named, came up by Indians. They coined it. It's not derogatory. It never was meant to be derogatory. It was meant to honor. Look, there's Indian culture all over the United States. You can't get around it. People honor American Indians. I'm sorry, but I don't find anybody that goes, God, I hate them Indians. I hate that Indian this and Indian that. I hate them damn Navajos. And the Pawnee and the Cherokee. I hate them Indians. Hate them. I don't know these people. When people love American culture, it's interesting. I'm sorry, but Indian culture, you study it in school, at least we used to. I did. It was a big to-do. Chief Laluska. If anybody's listening from my hometown in Vancouver, Washington, a little suburb out there in the middle of nowhere called Philida. Well, we go up there to Woodland, you turn right like you're going to go up to Mount St. Helens, Swift Creek Reservoir. But before you get that far, there's Chief Laluska's Lodge. It was a big to-do. All the schools all over the state went there. He did nothing but, shows and, everybody studied the culture. The state of Washington, everybody, there was Indian stuff right by my house. Everywhere you go is Indian this, Indian that. It's everywhere. We honor it. Nobody's disrespecting it. I'd say America overall honors the American Indian and does respect them. Okay, did they get screwed By the government? Who doesn't get screwed by the government? But I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about the American people. Not the stupid government. The American people. The people. We do honor the American Indian. We don't disrespect them. That's why so many of our teams are named after them. It's an honor. Look, a team name is supposed to be bold and brave and strong, powerful. That's why you name them after that. That's how they look at it. My high school was the Chieftains. I guess you got to take that out now. There was a big to-do. They're trying to jump on the bandwagon. You can't call them chieftains. Why? How is that disrespectful? It's a chieftain. He's the head of the tribe. It's not disrespectful. It's honoring. You're naming your team after him. America respects the Native American culture. That's why we have it. It's everywhere. You can't get around it. The Indians were everywhere. They were in every state. There's Indians all over the place. Yeah, okay, a while ago, did they get screwed over? Yeah. Did the blacks get screwed over? Yeah. Did the Irish? Yeah. Did the this? Yeah. Did the that? Yeah. Did the American citizen get screwed over? Yeah. We're all screwed. We just need to accept it. Now we need to move on. We're all been screwed. Fine. Now, where do we go from here? Does it matter how we got there? Well, we can get to that part later. But right now, we need to start getting out of where we are.